Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. Luo Feng teleported himself to appear within the hall and looked around him, where various figures were appearing successively after teleportation. A short moment later, including Primal Chaos City Leader, who was standing high above, a total of 19 Universe Masters appeared. All the human Universe Masters were present. Not even one was absent. Luo Feng was in awe. There were a few Universe Masters who had remained in the original universe. But now, the avatars sustained by godly powers of these few Universe Masters had all rushed over. What is going on? Teacher has actually summoned all the Universe Masters of the human race. Luo Feng was feeling the pressure. Even when they were out battling against the united force of the three races, this was something that had never happened before, all the human Universe Masters gathering together in one place. At that time, within the hall, everyone wore heavy expressions. Silence. None of the Universe Masters spoke. An invisible pressure caused every single Universe Master to feel heavy-hearted as they looked toward Primal Chaos City Leader. Everyone. Primal Chaos City Leader said. He walked down the stairs, looked around at the numerous Universe Masters, and slowly said, "The situation has undergone a great change." What change? Longyang Master could not help asking. Primal Chaos City Leader, what has happened? What is the exact situation now? Teacher. One by one, the Universe Masters spoke up. Even Luo Feng was asking persistently. This scene apparently had all the Universe Masters on pins and needles. Primal Chaos City Leader said solemnly, "I just received news that a large number of scattered races." Luo Feng and the rest suddenly felt knots in their stomachs. The Universe Masters of the scattered races were the key to the final battle this time around. The human camp and the United Force camp. Who could obtain enough support? The winner would be in a more advantageous position. Judging by the situation, could it be that most of the scattered races were turning to the United Force camp? A total of 282 powerful races, close to 10,000 ordinary races, and a tremendous number of weak races, Primal Chaos City Leader said in a solemn tone. They must be forming an alliance secretly. What? An alliance? The scattered races are forming an alliance. Suddenly, the hall was in an uproar. Luo Feng and everyone else was shocked. Those billions of scattered races, the so-called ordinary races and weak races, all lacked strength. Like the golden horned race that was living in the human territory in great numbers, none of these races had a single Universe Master. This was why they lived precariously within the universe. Most lived as vassal races, relying on the stronger races or even relying on pinnacle races for survival. So even though it was said to have a total of billions of races, the actual total was mainly composed of the alliances of the 282 powerful races. How did it turn out to be like this? How can such a thing happen? The scattered races. These scattered races. How dare they form an alliance? They think they can actually combine forces? At that moment, there was chaos in the hall. Everyone was shocked and flustered. This was earth-shattering news for them all. Previously, there were 9 top powers in the Primal Universe. Every top power, like the Hong Alliance and the Bug Clan Alliance, had a total of around 40 Universe Masters. The Northern Territory Alliance had the greatest number of Universe Masters, but it was, at most, around 100, and they were dispersed all over. This was why it was always considered relatively quiet in the Primal Universe. A combination of the various scattered races was difficult to fathom. Their territories were scattered in all corners of the Primal Universe, and some bore extreme hatred for one another. Combining forces. The human camp and the United Forces camp had never considered this before. After all, within such an extremely short period of time, for countless scattered races to combine forces. That would be something very difficult to achieve. 282 powerful races. Just how many Universe Masters would there be? Ice Mountain Master could not help asking. How is that even possible? Luo Feng was also in disbelief. Forming an alliance was easier said than done. It implicated many races, as well as their grudges, benefits, interests, and conflicts. Who had higher status? Who was lower? Who would be the leader? Primal Chaos City leader said in a solemn tone, "This has already happened, and it will be made public soon." Previously, the scattered races were not under such great pressure, but now, under the influence of the two camps forcing them to choose sides. Naturally, some of these universe masters do not wish to take particular sides but were worried that if they choose to stand alone, they would be too weak. That is why races start to rope in universe masters to form cliques. Although these signs appeared earlier, I didn't take them seriously. Who would have thought that within such a short time, an entire alliance could take shape? And, the alliance master of this alliance is none other than Shahua Island leader. The moment this was said, everyone within the hall was shocked into a daze. Shahua Island leader? Shahua Island leader was one of the supreme masters who traveled alone and had always been so mysterious. Out of all the supreme masters, Shahua Island leader, Sitting Mountain guest, and Northern Territory Alliance master were known as the three most mysterious ones. Such a mysterious fellow would actually become an alliance master of a super alliance. This super alliance consists of 6 major groups of secondary powers and some other smaller groups of powers, Primal Chaos City leader said seriously. There is a total of 282 powerful races, and the total number of universe masters exceeds 400. And the human camp and United Forces camp have seen a number of universe masters leaving us to join that super alliance. Leaving the camps? Luo Feng and the other universe masters' expressions became more twisted. Primal Chaos City leader, how many universe masters have left the human camp? Deserted Mirror Master quickly asked. With a nod, Primal Chaos City leader replied, "As you all know, the vassal races that turned to us were, after all, reliant on us. During a war, we can reasonably detain a number of these universe masters as hostages in our original universe. But when the war ended with the united force of the 3 races, we certainly had no reason to not allow them back into the primal universe. Previously, they were faced with 2 tough choices, but after many struggles, they finally decided to turn to us. But when this alliance was secretly being built up, it also got in touch with the universe masters who turned to us and the United Force camp, respectively. Just a little persuasion was enough to get these universe masters to turn their backs on us. Some time ago, the total number of universe masters in our human camp had risen to over 180. But now, including myself, we only have 162, and there are still universe masters coming forward to bid farewell. Primal Chaos City added with a sigh, when they choose to leave, how is the human camp able to stop them? Dead silence. Luo Feng and the other universe masters were all devastated. Earlier on, when the scattered races chose to support the human camp, they were merely turning to the humans as the humans had given them certain promises. But it was not possible for them to sell themselves to the humans forever. These scattered races had already fought a battle for the humans, and without even asking for any benefits, they left. Even if they were not allowed to leave, they would fly out from the original universe and into the universe ocean. Now it seems like the humans wanted to kill them all. If the humans really dared to do so, this would blow up into an even greater furor. There was only silence within the hall. Not one of the 19 universe masters spoke a word. Everyone was at a loss for words. Finally, it was once again Primal Chaos City leader who got the ball rolling. Within the past few days, major groups of powers from Universe Ocean have gotten in touch with us. Primal Chaos City leader said. They were all asking for the guidance from the ancient civilization to learn about how they could cultivate to transcend reincarnation. Among them, many knew about the influence of the willpower of the origin of the primal universe. So they are requesting the cultivation experiences to learn about how they could cultivate to reach the ultimate limit of a universe supreme master. And they are all willing to trade these experiences with supreme true treasures. The various top groups within the Universe Ocean were all very powerful. Like the Divine Eye Clan, the Skeleton Clan, and many others, all of them had several Universe Supreme Masters. For them to take out a supreme true treasure to trade for the cultivation experiences on how to cultivate to reach the ultimate limit of a Universe Supreme Master, they would be most willing to oblige. After all, when confronted with Doomsday, Who would still be unwilling to give up their true treasures? Those loathsome powers of Universe Ocean just have to choose this most critical moment to negotiate with us, Void Gold Master said coldly. They know that we are in a difficult situation now. This is precisely why they are here to tempt us, because we are in such a predicament, Darkness Master said in a low voice. Not only them, Luo Feng started to say. Not too long ago, that East Emperor Holy Land contacted me again. East Emperor Holy Land? Suddenly, everyone looked at Luo Feng. The humans were unwilling to strike deals with other groups of powers because giving out part of their inheritance to these other groups of powers, they would most probably be shaping a powerful opponent for themselves in future. But East Emperor Holy Land was different. Because East Emperor Holy Land already had an existence that transcended reincarnation. He already had the experience of cultivating to the ultimate limit of a Universe Supreme Master. Even if the humans were to give snippets of a part of that experience, it would just be icing on the cake for them, and there was no influence or effect on the human race at all. East Emperor Ancestor is very sly and greedy. Luo Feng sighed and shook his head. It is not going to be easy trying to get another supreme true treasure from him. He is just doing this because he knows that we humans are in a predicament now, Remote Lord Master said through gritted teeth. Every top power within the Universe Ocean was coveting after the same thing. It was just that they could not get themselves involved, so they could only wait for the critical opportunity at that right moment when the humans were stuck in a predicament. Then they would make use of the temptation of a supreme true treasure. After all, most of the top powers within the Universe Ocean mainly sought to form a coalition with the humans. The others, like the United Forces Camp, were completely off their lists. As for loaning the United Forces Camp with a supreme true treasure, they were worried that would be the last time they set eyes on their treasures. We'll wait, Primal Chaos City leader said in a low tone. We can only wait. Wait for the response when this super alliance is formed by all those scattered races put together. Before that, just a single race alone will certainly lack the clout to demand anything from us. But now, they have more than 400 Universe Masters, which is much more than the United Forces Camp. This is a strength that could truly influence the outcome of the final war, or, in other words, whichever side they decide to take. That will be the winning side. Now they have enough clout. Especially that Shahua Island leader. So soundlessly he became an alliance master of a super alliance. For this mysterious Shahua Island leader to make it this far, it will be impossible for him to want nothing more. What does he want? He must have a goal in mind. So, this super alliance will make a move very soon, Primal Chaos City leader said with much solemnness. Luo Feng and the others all nodded with heavy hearts. Actually, everyone could guess that, with enough influence, their opponents would definitely have requirements of extremely high expectation. Must the humans really oblige? If they did not give what was requested, what if more than 400 Universe Masters joined the United Forces Camp instead? To the human race, this would be a great catastrophe. Within the demon's territory, Blood-Tooth Star. Bouts of intentions were falling upon this star, and the avatar of Black Lotus Master, who was from the Northern Territory Alliance, was here. Loathsome. How dare they, these weak little groups of powers, inferior groups of powers, how dare they combine forces, forming such a super alliance and causing some Universe Masters who have originally turned to our United Forces Camp to detach themselves from our camp. They cannot be stopped, nor can they be persuaded. Shahua, this fellow, Shahua. I should have realized that he had such extraordinary methods. I would never have expected him to be able to come up with such a super alliance. Coming up with such a super alliance is an extraordinary feat. My guess is, with huge Axe's annihilation, he may have foreseen the imminent situations, so he must have started planning this in the dark for quite some time. Now, the initiative lies in the hands of this super alliance. Let's just wait and see. Let's wait to see what this super alliance is up to. The United Force Camp and the Human Camp were both caught off guard. Half a month later, the super alliance was established, and formal news was publicly announced to the entire primal universe. This super alliance was named Freedom Alliance, and once established, it would become the leading power within the primal universe right away. The bug race, the demon race, and the automaton race. Although the six powers formed an alliance, it was a very loose alliance. It was, after all, divided into six powers. However, the Freedom Alliance was different. This new superpower was consolidated, and it planned to be a superpower that would exist forever. It was kind of like the Northern Territory Alliance, but it was much larger. It planned to exist forever, so the unity inside the alliance was much stronger. The golden waves were tumbling in the sky and sweeping across everything. The stars and planets were like grains of sand, but they were well protected. There was an island in the golden waves. On the island, thrones were arranged to form the shape of a ring. Various life forms sat on the thrones: flesh and blood type, energy type, metal type, rock type, and plant type, and they were all powerful. Everyone. A towering purple being sat on a purple throne, and his voice echoed through each inch of space and time around it. From now on, the Freedom Alliance will rise in the original universe. Freedom Alliance. For survival, for freedom. All the races present are idle races, and even the most powerful one only has 6 universe masters. Most of the races here only have 1 universe master. Any one of us is weak compared to those 2 teams. If we join the United Forces Alliance, we need to fight even if our lives will be endangered. We can't even gain that much. If we join the humans, the United Forces Alliance might take revenge on us. We're also from a race. We're also a part of the original universe. We can't even be neutral and live our lives in peace and quiet. Nobody wants to live like this. Shahua Island leader looked around. The universe masters were all nodding. Apparently, they were in a dilemma. Even though I'm a universe supreme master, this is a fight between 2 large teams. One universe supreme master can't change anything, said Shahua Island leader. I'm not happy about that either. Why do we even fight in this universe? Because we want to get what we want and guard the most important things to us. To advance. To guard the things we love. And to fulfill that, we first need to be free. If we can't even make our own choice, what are we even guarding? That is why we formed the Freedom Alliance. Shahua Island leader's eyes gleamed, and he went on saying, those universe masters who can't come here sent their avatars. Our alliance has 298 races, and there are 433 universe masters. Once we're united, neither the United Forces Alliance nor the human team can sway us. The humans have Mindshock valuables, and both teams have supreme true treasure palaces. But they can't sway us. The Mindshock valuable is already exposed, so everyone knows its weakness. As for palace-type supreme true treasures, 20 universe masters combined are enough to resist the swallowing power from Black Prison Tower, Empress Tower, and Star Tower. Even if the humans get more powerful in the future, they have fewer than 20 universe masters. Even if they have 100 in the future, and even if they have 300 with the help of ancient inheritance, we have more than 4,000 universe masters. As time goes by, there will be more. We can defend ourselves against the humans even if they prosper in the future. As long as we stand together, nobody can sway us. Present or future, this is not a crisis for us. Instead, it's an opportunity. An opportunity to become stronger. The voice of Shahua Island leader resounded in the ears of every universe master and inflamed their desire. However, they had been too weak to fulfill them before. Now, as they looked around and saw the thrones and the shadows of more than 400 universe masters, they felt confident. It was an enormous power, and they would surely get more. As time passed, some universe masters left the human race and the United Forces Alliance. After half a month, no universe masters tried to switch sides anymore. There were 298 races and 433 universe masters in the Freedom Alliance. It was a power that placed excessive pressure on the United Forces Alliance and the human team. Blood Tooth Star, Demon Race Territory. The minds of the 6 Universe Supreme Masters and the avatars of Star River Master, Black Lotus Master, and Liu Land Star Master were all present. The alliance of our 6 powers, even if we count the Universe Masters who come to us, many Universe Masters are leaving our alliance these days, and we have fewer than 400 Universe Masters now. Even if we count the Universe Supreme Masters, it might only match the Freedom Alliance. Besides, We can't guarantee the loyalty of those subsidiary races. Even if we're going to fight the humans, we must hold some of them hostage in our miniature universes in case some of them betray us. Which is why our actual power will be weaker than the Freedom Alliance. What should we do? Agree with their terms? The top seniors looked at each other. The Freedom Alliance had indeed named their terms. 1. The inheritance from the ancient civilization would be shared equally, without a doubt. And 2. 2 supreme true treasures would be given to the Freedom Alliance. If the United Forces Alliance did so, the Freedom Alliance would join the United Forces Alliance immediately. 2 supreme true treasures. How greedy. The war against the humans will not only benefit us but them as well, yet they want 2 supreme true treasures. Is that even a question? Under the same conditions, they'll definitely join the human team. Once they join the human team, the humans will absolutely win. Besides, the humans can give them the inheritance experience from the ancient civilization. Of course, they're more willing to join the human team. They named their terms on purpose. They must have given the humans the conditions, and now they're waiting for a response as well. A supreme true treasure. The Northern Territory Alliance, the Prison Race, and the Crystal Race don't have supreme true treasures. As for the Demon Race, the Bug Race, and the Automaton Race, we have 4 in total. Yet we're supposed to give them 2. Are they serious? Don't worry. The humans will give them an answer. If the humans say no, the negotiations will be much easier. We can negotiate the conditions. The human team was facing a tough decision as well. I need to talk about it with other human universe masters, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible, said Primal Chaos City Leader. Then we'll wait for your response, Primal Chaos City Leader. A phantom-like spring of water flew out of the primal secret region. After a while, the human universe masters gathered in the main palace. The representatives from the Freedom Alliance came here before, said Primal Chaos City Leader. Their terms are precisely what we expected, the experience of how to advance from Universe Masters to Universe Supreme Masters and to limit Universe Supreme Masters. We at least need to give them some of the experience before they join us, and after the war, we'll give them the other part. This is the first situation. As for the second situation, we need to give them the experience from Universe Masters to Universe Supreme Masters for them, at least, to stay neutral. Otherwise, they'll join the United Forces Alliance. Some Universe Masters cursed after hearing this. They're so greedy. So bold. Why shouldn't they be bold? They have so many Universe Masters. They need the experience from Universe Masters to Universe Supreme Masters to at least stay neutral. All the human Universe Masters were upset. However, they couldn't do anything about it, as the Freedom Alliance was making the choice. I won't reply to them first, said Primal Chaos City Leader. Let's wait and see if there's a third way. The humans didn't want to share the experience. After all, they needed to share at least some of the experience with the Universe Masters no matter how simple the inheritance was. They would only come to their aid if they thought the experience was useful. This was actually helping the Freedom Alliance to grow stronger than it already was. Primal Chaos City Leader looked around the Universe Masters. There's no need to rush. It's a crucial moment, and it's time to share the final secret of the human race. The final secret. Everyone became quiet. They were all shocked. Chaos, what secret do we have? Brother. Chaos. They were all in a daze. They were, after all, already the top beings within the human race. Primal Chaos City Leader looked at the human universe masters and said, Teacher Origin roamed Universe Ocean and was invincible. After that, he went on to a difficult path. He knew it would be difficult, so he waited until Huge Axe became a Universe Supreme Master to start it. Then he left us a valuable to guard the race. After that, he followed his chosen path, and eventually, he was suppressed by the mind of the original universe. Their eyes gleamed. I've been guarding the Primal Secret Region, and this is our last defense, said Primal Chaos City Leader. Luo Feng, Darkness, Peng Gong. You are fighting the other races, and I've been standing guard here. If I don't have anything, how am I supposed to guard it? It's time for you to know exactly what it is I do have. Primal Chaos City Leader turned around. Follow me. Luo Feng and the others looked at each other, then followed Primal Chaos City Leader. Luo Feng and the other Universe Masters followed Primal Chaos City Leader and walked through the hallway. They could see Boat of Mausoleum floating in Thousand Treasures River in the space behind the palaces. "Where are we going, brother?" asked Darkness Master. Even he didn't know about the guarding valuable left by Teacher Origin. Primal Chaos City Leader looked back and said, "Let's get into Boat of Mausoleum." Even though this is the central area of Primal Secret Region, there are lots of Universe Masters from other races. I don't want the information leaked. Let's get into Boat of Mausoleum first so you all can see it. Luo Feng was curious. After a while, they entered Boat of Mausoleum, which was 100 billion kilometers long, floating on Thousand Treasures River. Boat of Mausoleum is indeed exceptional. Primal Chaos City Leader couldn't help complimenting it. Although it can't make attacks itself, it can easily resist the attacks from Universe Supreme Masters. Even Supreme True Treasures can't do that. With this boat, the last universe portal of our race can be safe. Darkness Master, Pengong Master, Longyang Master, and the others all nodded. Luo Feng smiled as well. It was true. Teacher Origin was suppressed eternally, so the universe portals from the original universe to the primal universe would be fewer and fewer if they were broken, and they couldn't be rebuilt. Even if there were Black Prison Tower and Star Tower, they would still be blasted away and couldn't protect that universe portal. However, Boat of Mausoleum was much more stable. Luo Feng was confident. In Universe Ocean, even those Level 7 and Level 8 Universe Supreme Masters can't damage Boat of Mausoleum, not to mention those in the original universe. Boat of Mausoleum was 100 billion kilometers long. The universe portal was well protected in a huge room in the boat, making it absolutely safe. In a palace of Boat of Mausoleum, the human universe masters all gathered. Primal Chaos City Leader smiled. "I'll show you here." Luo Feng and the universe masters were all looking forward to what Primal Chaos City Leader was about to show them. It was a guarding valuable left by Teacher, so it must have been exceptional. "Look at it." Primal Chaos City Leader glanced at all the universe masters and stretched out his palm. They all stared at the palm of Primal Chaos City Leader. Suddenly, an object appeared in his palm, and the force of a true treasure permeated from it. Everyone looked bewildered. This is... Luo Feng opened his eyes wide. Pengong Master was confused. "What is this?" Darkness Master was confused as well. An object like a sculpture sat in the right palm of Primal Chaos City Leader. There was an artificial hill, a lake, and a wooden house. The hill, the water, and the house seemed to coexist in harmony, but it appeared to be just a piece of art. The force was ordinary although it had the force of a true treasure. It was, at most, a top-tier true treasure. If it was indeed a supreme true treasure, the force should be suppressing. Luo Feng couldn't help looking at Primal Chaos City Leader. "Teacher." The others looked at Primal Chaos City Leader, confused. "What is this, Chaos? Is this the guarding valuable left by Teacher Origin? No, this is definitely not a supreme true treasure. How can it guard the race?" Primal Chaos City Leader glanced at Luo Feng and the Universe Masters with a smile, then said, "I need to infuse it with my godly power before you know the power of this valuable." Godly power burned in his palm, and it infused the valuable immediately. The valuable floated and became much larger. Then a mountain 10,000 kilometers tall showed up in the palace. On the mountainside was a wooden house 100 kilometers tall, and there was a lake with a diameter of 1,000 kilometers in front of the wooden house. "Come," said Primal Chaos City Leader, and he shrank his body to 10 kilometers tall. The others shrank their godly bodies as well. They followed Primal Chaos City Leader and walked along the lake to the wooden house. "Chaos, what about the power of this valuable?" Pengong Master asked. "I haven't triggered the engravings yet," said Primal Chaos City Leader. "Of course, it can't wield the power." He stood beside the lake, and suddenly, a being showed up. It was a barefoot body carrying a rugged stick. A body. Luo Feng was shocked. "This is a complicated valuable," said Primal Chaos City Leader. Both me and this body of mine need to work together to have enough godly power to drive this valuable. The barefoot body walked to the mountain. It merged with the mountain as soon as it touched it. Primal Chaos City leader stepped out onto the lake and walked to the center of it. Mountains started to tremble under powerful ripples, and blurry engravings appeared, flashing across space. A green hue extended from the mountain to the sky, covering the sky above it. The lake and the ground trembled. The blurry engravings flowed and disappeared. The ground extended, forming a gray tract of land. The green sky and the gray land met at that wooden house. The wooden house started to gleam brightly. Light covered every inch of the sky and land, and the green sky and gray land kept intersecting with each other, exerting power, forming endless light. Beneath it, Luo Feng, Darkness Master, Longyang Master, and the others were all amazed. They could feel an enormous source of power. So powerful. My teacher devoted a lot to create this valuable. Primal Chaos City leader stood on the lake and recalled events from the past. The mountains, the lands, the lakes, and the wooden houses are formed by 36,200 components. The materials are exquisite, yet the techniques are simple. Only after they're combined can they be structured. Mountains, lakes, and wooden houses, these three elements form this sky and land. Teacher said before that this is the primal rule of universe operation. This valuable is called Palm Universe. It's a simplified version of a miniature universe. The Palm Universe can create 2 top-tier level 6 attacks immediately in the area it controls. Plus, it covers an area of 1 square light-year. Everyone was stupefied. This was more incredible than a domain-type Supreme True Treasure. Ordinary Domain Supreme True Treasures could attack within their domains, but Universe Masters couldn't make attacks at top-tier level 6 when using them. After all, Domain True Treasures were used more often for suppression. Only Universe Supreme Masters could use their techniques to make the True Treasures reach top-tier level 6, and only one at a time. However, Primal Chaos City leader could perform it twice as if 2 Universe Supreme Masters were making attacks. And they could appear anywhere within the range. This is a simplified miniature universe, said Primal Chaos City leader. Once someone is in this area, it's like being in a miniature universe. I control it. I can attack the target with a single thought. I can even make Universe Supreme Masters feel agonizing pain, and they can't get away from this area in a short time. However, this Palm Universe can only reach top-tier level 6 even in Universe Ocean, so it's more useful in the original universe. Teacher Origin made it to guard our race, and with this valuable, even 2 or 3 Universe Supreme Masters will suffer losses if they try to attack us. Teacher Origin could only create a top-tier True Treasure, but when he combined all the True Treasures, he had a valuable that was beyond imagination. Darkness Master, Longyang Master, Huangjian Master, and the Universe Masters were all dazed. He had made a valuable better than a Domain Supreme True Treasure. Of course, it was weaker than a Domain Supreme True Treasure in Universe Ocean. Machine type. Luo Feng was shocked. This is machine type. The small components form 3 systems, like Shi Wu Wing. Shi Wu Wing is also made of lots of components. A pair of white wings, 5 pairs of other wings, and an origin. This Palm Universe is also made of different components, and the core is that wooden house. It's even more complicated than Shi Wu Wing, Luo Feng exclaimed. Of course, Palm Universe was still a low-tier machine-type valuable. The civilization level of the origin was far superior to Palm Universe. However, in terms of structure, Shi Wu Wing was very simple, while Palm Universe was far more complicated. It needed both bodies of Primal Chaos City leader to use it. However, it was still much simpler than Boat of Mausoleum and Universe Boat. One thing was for certain. This was of machine type, which was why it had such an ordinary appearance but extraordinary power. It had power at top-tier level 6. One is the sky, one is the land, and one is the heart of sky and land, said Pengong Master slowly. Dark, light, and the origin, said Darkness Master. All the Universe Masters looked at the simplified universe, as did Luo Feng. Although it was machine type, the technique contained in the Palm Universe had universe operation law, and it was much more advanced than his miniature universe. Time and space combined, and a universe is born. Luo Feng looked at the sky and land, the green sky, the grey land, and the gleaming, golden light, all of which contained the universe operation law. He was mesmerized. After hitting the limit universe night level, he couldn't make the breakthrough. However, inspiration now flooded his mind. Luo Feng looked up, and he smiled. This video will end here.